So I'm about to cut this piece of metal here so that I can make some shorter pieces to go into a leg like this, and the other side I have to make to put under the wood burning stove. So this is my little mess I got going on here. So I actually remember to set up the camera and get it going for a little bit of this video. I won't do the whole video because a lot of it is just going to be drilling and whatnot, but what I'm attempting to do here is I'm taking this angle iron here, I'm going to cut it in half or approximately or something so I can use some pieces for this part of the legs. So this right here, I can't lift it because I have it on the screwed in so it won't move. But what these legs here are going to be for, or actually these are going to be legs for this wood burning stove, because when I got the stove it didn't come with any, so I'm having to make some because I don't want to sit this on the floor because a lot of heat will be generated onto whatever surface I sit it on, and that is wasted energy and heat to me. So I want to get it up off the floor. So I'm making legs that are about 2 feet up. I don't think they have to be that high up, but the higher it is, the heat will radiate out and go into the room also instead of going down and hitting my floor. Although some will hit the floor, I'm going to have, or attempt to have, most of it circulate back into the room. So that's what this is about. Who knows how it's going to work, but you have to just kind of do what you can to get what you think you need and just work it out. So that's what's happening right now. So I'm going to get started trying to cut this thing, if I can get it situated here. Of course you can see I'm working on a trailer, or maybe you don't know what this is, but I'm in my brother's barn. I'm using his trailer since it's here. It's as good as a pair of sawhorses. So I'm going to use it and we're going to see if we can get what we need with it. So just bear with me, and in a bit I will have the camera start to do time lapse because it's a lot of stuff that probably don't want to see. So bear with me. Okay, now it's a little bit more manageable since it's not so long. Fortunately, my brother has a good bit of this stuff laying around, so it's always best for me to use as much free material as I can possibly get. Because of course, that means less money I have to spend, which is always a beautiful thing. And that works great for me because I'm not a rich guy, so it works out perfectly. So this is what's happening. So I'm going to cut a couple of pieces this size to go here. I only need 2 pieces because I got all the other stuff cut here. So just bear with me as I work that out. I'm gonna go 19 1/4. So once I get these 2 pieces cut, I'll go back to working here in getting things done is the fact that my brother has all these goodies around here. So when I need something, I'll either ask him or I'll just look around to see if it's here. And as you can see, it's always me jerry-rigging something to make it work, because that's the nature of the beast. If you don't have what you want, what you need, you just gotta have to make it happen, because it'll take forever to go out and get exactly what you need and set everything up exactly the way you want. So my motto is use what you got any way you can to get what you need. So this is what we're doing. So I'm going to cut this piece and one more piece and we'll be good. Funny thing about this bale of wire here is that the other night I was out here, and it's about 10, 11 o'clock at night or something. Well, maybe not that late, but it was late at night. And I was using this to cut some of these pieces down, and sparks were going everywhere. And I'm going like, that's not a good deal if one of these sparks actually ignite this barn either then or a little bit later after I'm asleep. That wouldn't be a good thing. So I took this bale of wire here and I moved it right where the saw was cutting, so all the sparks went into it and just bounced around, so it didn't keep shooting out the way it was before. I thought that was a pretty ingenious idea, if I don't say so myself. And we didn't have any catastrophes, because I wouldn't want my brother's barn to catch on fire. He wouldn't like that much. I wouldn't like that much too either, because there are a lot of things in here that I can always use. So that didn't happen, and it actually was a good thing. So instead of measuring, I'm just putting this piece on the top and making sure it's the exact same size, so that if I measure and I'm off a little bit, just want to make sure that that doesn't happen. So I'm using the back of a shovel here I broke the other day to prop that side up so the saw doesn't lean one-sided. And of course I had to buy another handle because I was digging up my brother's front yard to repair his water line. One of the things I have to do when I come here, but it's okay because that's what I do. Especially when nobody else is around to do it. It's just sometimes what you have to do to make sure that everybody has what they need and everything is great. So I broke it, so now I'm using the handle or the shovel part to prop up this saw so it doesn't lean over and my piece of metal doesn't lean over also. So last cut right here, right now. Yeah, I didn't know that my brother had a chop saw because it was in the barn. Well, actually the carport. I'm in the barn right now. And I was thinking of using some of this angle iron for different things I wanted to do out of my place in the woods, but I couldn't figure out how I was going to cut it. And of course I started looking around, and I looked in the carport, and lo and behold, there was a chop saw. It's always a beautiful thing when you see that there are things around that you can use, and this saw had actually never been used before. So that was good too. So now we have it going. What can you say? Anyway, I'm going to stop this video now since I've done the cutting, and we're going to just put it on time lapse. Okay, so the moment of truth. I am just about done. I just have one more piece, cross piece to put on here and this angle so that it'll stay upright. So what I'm going to do is see if this thing is going to work like I'm hoping it's going to. So I'm going to take my wood burning stove and put it on top. And hopefully that will do what we needed to do. I can drill 2 more holes. I finally had a chance to let my batteries fully charge. I was having such a hard time with the batteries earlier because I didn't charge them. I hadn't charged them since I've been back, and I was using them. And then when you're drilling this metal, it takes a lot of energy out of the battery. So while I stopped and had lunch with my brother, I was able to let it actually charge up. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to make sure this thing works, or at least see how it's going to work right now. I probably should have put it on the ground, but since I'm here, it's ready. I'm just going to give it a quick once over. These 2 pieces are straight. Hopefully they don't move. My trailer is off, so these 2 are straight, but my trailer is off. But at any rate, I'll fix that all later because I just want to make sure that this thing works. Now I'm almost regretting wanting to do this because this thing is pretty heavy. I think I will probably have to stand up on the trailer. I hope it actually works and I don't knock it over. So bear with me. Yep. Okay, that's the way it's supposed to go, something like that. Now I'll have to make sure it sits nice and level. Maybe shim it or something. But that's kind of what we have thus far. I'm gonna move it back just a bit. Okay. It's old school, but you know what? That looks like it's gonna be okay. I think it will. Once I get it all set and where it's actually going to go, I'll be able to make sure that it's going to stay there. But I think that will work. It's rustic, I know, but hey, if my place is not rustic, what is it? That's the way I started it, with the rusty tin siding and this whole contraption here. That looks even more rustic, and hey, it is what it is. So I think we have success. I'm going to do another cross piece for here so that I can maintain the stability from side to side so that it won't go any place. And I think we're good. If there's anything else needs to be done, I can do it later. Of course, this is going to sit approximately 40 inches off the floor. So from there, I just have to go up about 8 feet and out the roof so that I can connect it all together. So I'm feeling pretty good. And I got 2 feet of clearance under here. So I think that's going to be enough so that the air can circulate all around it instead of just going down into the floor. I think I'm going to have some fire breaks underneath here so that if there is a lot of heat that's going down, it'll absorb into the fire breaks, and then that can basically hopefully radiate out into the room. So I think we're there. Like I said, one more piece on the other side to give it some stability, and I think we are good. I will more than likely just leave it together like this, at least the bottom. I'll take this off, of course, because it can't ride like that, and go ahead and take it out. And of course, since it's been sitting out, I'll take a wire brush again just before I get it all hooked up, and just kind of scrape it down a bit and get all that out, because it's really interesting. You clean things up, and then there's so much moisture here in the south blowing through, and it actually lives, or was living, over here. So once you clean everything up, get it nice, get everything off, then of course it starts to build up rust again and again. So hopefully this is the last time I'll have to do it, because after this time of cleaning it, it'll go in the house. I'll just get a wire brush and just go around it again, and then we will install this puppy, and that's what we got. So thus far, it's all good. So that'll be the end of this video, this whole series, because there isn't very much else to see, since only thing to see is actually me installing it, because the only thing I have to do is just cut another piece and it's a done deal. So what can I say? There you go. So that's it. So that is the end of this video and the time lapse. So it's been just about a full day working on this stuff. Of course, it's not a time thing. I knew I wasn't going to be done in an hour, because it just always takes quite a bit of time, especially when you're just kind of putting things together from your head as you go. So who knows what things are going to be. I didn't actually know that it was going to be exactly like this. The two, I was going to do this and this, and with the sides here, I was going to put a piece at the top and the bottom on both sides, but I think one will be sufficient. Once I get it tight, it's not going anywhere. It's going to sit there and everything is going to be beautiful. So there you have it. Once again, it's a done deal. I am going to shut this thing down.